and welcome to episode 28 of my knitting podcast. Welcome back! Thank you so much for coming back. I hope you're having a great summer. I told you I would take a little time to record the next episode, and yes, it did take me, I think, over a month. I'm not quite sure when I released my last episode, but yes, I've been very busy. Summer is very busy for us in the travel industry, so I'm flying a lot at the moment. And with the new job, I'm also now traveling to the States and to Europe at the same, so both. And it's been not hard, but it did take me some time to adapt again to being jet lagged, to being very disciplined with sleep. So yeah, I didn't knit that much, and for some time I didn't have any knitting mojo. But if you could see what I see now, oh my god, so this is like our guest bedroom slash my knitting room, and it looks like a bomb exploded in here. I have so many things lying around, obviously as well because I'm filming now, but I have a lot of projects lined up, and that's why actually I decided to film 2 videos today, actually 3 videos. So today I'm filming my normal podcast, but then in maybe a few days or weeks, depending on how quick I can edit the next ones, I will also release a video with a review of my knitted summer tops, and I will also release a video where I show you what I've set up as knitting plans. So I've already put some yarn out, and I decided which patterns I'm gonna knit, so that will be 2, so I've got 2 more videos lined up there. So I'm hoping to being able to film everything today. And I guess it's a good time to get started. Just make myself a nice, what is it, a chai tea. I do love the teas from Joji tea, because they always have a little note on the tea bag. And mine said today, ask yourself, who am I and what am I doing? I found that quite a big message in the morning. I'm still thinking about this, so whilst I'm filming I'm also thinking about that. No, I'm only joking. So I hope you have something nice to drink. I'm kind of trying to warm up. It's really cold today. It's turned cold. We had a lovely summer here in Iceland, and then suddenly, the last 2 days have been really cold. No, I'm lying. 2 days ago it's been raining the whole day. Yesterday we had lovely sunshine, and I was actually at the pool, and I went swimming, and I sat in the hot tub enjoying the sun. Actually caught a little bit of the sun, if you can tell. But yeah, today it's cold again, and yeah, not so nice, really windy, so I thought it would be a nice time to film. Hopefully you won't hear the wind so much. Alright, my cup of tea is still way too hot, so I'm sure I'll be waiting for it to cool down and forget about it, as I always do. But let's start with my finished objects. And the first one that I want to show you is the one that I'm wearing. So this has been a test knit, so I just finished this one a couple of days ago. It's a test knit for Lily Kate Franz. You can find her under Lily Kate Makes on Instagram. And it's called the Abydos top. I am so happy with it. So I'm just looking into the viewfinder to see whether you can see the whole yoke, and yes you can. I find this yoke is almost like wearing jewelry. I think some of the one test knitter said that it feels like you put on a necklace, and I do really think it is absolutely beautiful, stunning. So there you go. That's the full look. It is knit top down, so you start with a provisional cast on, and then you alternate, like, so it's knit out of a DK weight yarn, and then you use some lace weight mohair in between these welts, and to make like, it's a little bit see-through. So I personally like to wear like a strapless bra below, but you could also wear like, so if you don't like seeing the straps, you can also wear something like a nude color that works as well. I tried that before, but I thought for filming, and actually I will probably wear it with a strapless bra just because I prefer not seeing straps on the tops. And it just covers the shoulders a little bit. And I love that. I find it lovely that the shoulders are still covered. It's almost like a T, but not just quite. I was a little bit self-conscious about like seeing so much of my arms, but actually I find the cut very flattering. The yarn that I used is a present from my friend Merino from Strawberry Patches Yarns. She gave me this Merino Decay. It's a hand-dyed yarn by her. She's got a shop in New Zealand, and I love it. It's the colorway is called, oh god, I hope I pronounce it right, Lichen moss, and I chose that colorway. So she asked me which ones I wanted to try, and I chose this one, and I really love it. It's actually really close to the color of my eyes, so I'm really happy with that. And then for the mohair, I had two options. Well, the first option was one that I had in my stash. That would have been the Tilia by Filcolana, so it's just a 70% kit mohair and 30% silk. And I was about to use it, and then I thought, no, actually I would like something that is really like blending in. So then I went to the shop and bought the Tilia in the Colourways Sage, and they work perfectly together. Really happy with the look, really happy with the top as always. So this was a test knit, so Lily is going to publish the pattern, I think in a couple of weeks maybe. She was mentioning that she would like get the release date maybe a little bit put forward, because a lot of testers have already finished their versions. So I think she will probably publish it very soon. And yeah, if you have some DK weight yarn in your stash, so I knit size 3, and I was able to make the top with 2 skeins, so 200 grams. And yeah, I was really happy because that way I used up 2 skeins out of my stash, and that's actually something that I enjoy. So completely, well, besides of the mohair, but the rest is like out of my stash. It's like I finished the 2 skeins, there's no leftovers, only like 5 grams or so, and I love the look. I made it a little bit longer, so I think it was supposed to end like around here, but personally I prefer the tops not to be too cropped. And if you will watch my video about my summer tops, you can see a scheme there. So yeah, make sure you watch it when it comes out, and you will see what I think about crop tops. Alright, let's continue with the second finished object. I have one here that I talked about this one a few times, and let me just get changed into it. There we are. So this is my finished Riddari by Védis Jonsdottir. Oh, I'm so happy with it. So, you saw it in my last video, I was working on it. I think I just joined the sleeves and the body. So this is a sweater that is knit bottom up. It's a design by Védis Jonsdottir, and it's a very popular design. On Ravelry you will see that there's like thousands of projects of this one, and I totally get why. So this is already the second version that I've knit. I knit one before for my boyfriend, and this one is now for myself. I do love the color work. I did change it a little bit, so I added a I think like a 5th color. I think you needed 4 colors if I remember right, and then I added a 5th one. Don't quote me on it, but you will see it on my project page. And so I ended up having a few rows where I had like 4 colors in one row, which was a little bit of a challenge, especially because I was using a Plötulopi double-stranded. But overall, I'm really happy how it worked out. And even though some of the rows where I had the 4 colors in one row felt a little bit bulky when I was knitting them, you can't really tell. It completely blocked out perfectly, and I've already been wearing this one on a trip. I will insert some pictures maybe so you can have a look at it. So we went on a trip. I'll talk about it a little bit later, I think. But yeah, we went on a short road trip for just a couple of days, and I wore this one, and I got lots of compliments about it. So really happy with it. I love the colors. They're really like in my color palette that make me happy. So yeah, totally can recommend this one. I think it's not a beginner friendly color work sweater. I think this might be a little bit too challenging. But yeah, if you have maybe a little bit of experience with color work, you can definitely do it. The repeats are fairly short. I don't recall that I had to like catch a lot of floats. So yeah, that worked out really well. If you want to see the colorways that I've used, you can go onto my Ravelry page. The main color is the dark amber heather, and I love this one. So yeah, let me get out of this because this is actually quite warm, and then we can continue with works in progress. All right, so I'm back. I thought some of you like to have a look at the floats. Just a quick look. So it does look fairly neat on the other side as well. I did have a little bit of problem with the tension initially. I think I left it a little bit loose, and as well, so the white Plötulopi was wasn't very sturdy, so it did break a lot, and it was really annoying to knit with, I'll be honest. But yeah, I managed at the end. I just try to be patient. I think the only thing this sweater could do with is a few short rows. I was thinking it when I was knitting it, but then I was a little bit too lazy to think about it myself because the pattern doesn't include short rows. And I think that would make the fit a little bit better. But besides of that, I don't really mind it. It is a boxy sweater, so it's more like almost like a coat, I would say, for me at least. So I made the sleeves a little longer than I would usually wear them. And overall, I just find the fit is a little bit more boxy, but I love that. That was exactly what I had in mind. So I wanted something that I can wear like when I'm out, maybe for a hike or like a walk or so. So I will probably not wear that inside, I believe. I don't have that many works in progress at the moment. Yeah, just because I just finished the test knit and I can't show you that many new things. So This is the second time I dropped the ball of yarn. Let me just lie down. Oh, there we are. One project I was working on the last time already, well, in my last episode, is the collective shawl by Joji Locatelli. So this is a shawl that requires, I think, how many colors? 5 contrasting colors and like really small quantities, less than 200 grams, 20 grams each, and then 1 full skein of fingering weight yarn as a main color. And I had a lot of leftovers from my shawlography shawl, and actually I ordered 1 extra color, so I had 100 grams of that color, and then I had I bought some test bags. They were like, so that you can sometimes on the Holst Garn website you can get like a bag full of blues or full of greens or something. So I went for I bought like a bag of greens, and they're like sent me a lot of little mini skeins, almost mini balls of like, they were like maybe 20 or 30 grams. So more than enough for this particular project. So I now almost finished the main color, and here's what I've knit so far. It is, I'm trying to like not lose the ball, there we are. So it is already a huge shawl. It's I would say it's almost like a scarf because it's not that wide. So I've already knit quite a bit, but so now I've run out of the main yarn, and I'm thinking that I would like to make it a little bit bigger, because let's say if I would put it on now like this, so this obviously would block out and would be a little bit bigger, but if I just put this around now, I don't think that's long enough. I would like this to have reach at least around again. So I think I will order 1 more ball of the cinnamon color, the main color. So I'm using the Holst Supersoft in cinnamon for the main color, and then I will continue with the 2 colored stripes. So this is like the main color is only knit like in a garter stitch, and then in between you have like brioche panels, 2 colored brioche. And so this is from the right side, and the wrong side is actually almost like the right side. There's only 1 like pearl bump where you can see that it is like the wrong side, but besides of that it is almost reversible. So it is a lovely huge shawl, and I went for like a combination of greens and blues, and I do think that they go quite well together. But now, yeah, I'm running out of the main color, and I would like to make it bigger, as I said. I was so tempted to just cast it off, also bind it off. But yeah, I think it would be nicer to make it a little bit bigger, and then I could just wear it a little bit more. Speaking of that, so I'm trying to get rid of all my stash. I'm trying to use up my stash, and I still have the whole. So I knit the shawlography last year, and I still have the same amount of yarn for shawlography in my stash. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do with that. So at the moment I'm not the biggest fan of Holst Supersoft. I know a lot of people love it, but because I think probably because I've already knit 2 big projects with it, I'm thinking of maybe destashing it. So if you're interested in the colors that I used for my shawlography, you're more than welcome to just send me a message. Otherwise, I might find a project for it, but yeah, not too sure. It's a lot of yarn, and I have so much more yarn in my stash that I really want to work with, so I don't know if it's worth it to just power through it. It is lovely yarn, don't get me wrong, it's lovely quality, the quality is really nice, but personally, there's something about it that I can't really put it into words. Maybe because it's a little bit sticky to the hands. I'm not too sure. So yeah, I'll have to think about it. But I'm happy that I'm using up so much yarn for the shawl. And it's definitely a good project if you like want to get rid of small quantities of yarn. I can totally recommend it. The pattern is easy to follow, even though you have to. So basically, I'm constantly taking notes where I always have to like take notes, because if you're not careful, there are increases and decreases, and the decreases are really easy to miss. And I've missed them a few times and had to rip back. So yeah, if you don't mind a few errors in it, it's probably quite easy to remember. But yeah, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so yes, I did struggle a little bit with like keeping track on where I am. I had hoped it would be like completely mindless. It is not. It is easy, but it's not mindless, I would say. And then my second work in progress is another Abydos top. I loved the first one so much and I found it really easy to knit, so I thought I'm actually after like something fairly mindless at the moment, because I have some family coming over to visit us and I just want to have a few projects like started so I can just like pick them up whenever. And this is the second one. I'm using a lovely stitch marker here. And so this is the second one that I'm knitting now. I'm using an alpaca by, oops, that was one, there we go, second one. So it's an alpaca by a Sandnes yarn, DK weight yarn, so like 50 grams equal 110 meters. And this one is just a leftover mohair. I have like 6 grams left and you need 5, so that should work out, fingers crossed. No, I'm pretty sure that will work out. And yeah, really happy how this has come along already. So this is only like maybe an hour of knitting or so. It grows really quick because for the mohair sections over here you're using 8mm needles, so that definitely helps with like making it a quick knit. And yeah, so this is just like a project that I'm knitting on the side. The other will be going in hibernation before I get a hold on another skein of the Holst Supersoft. So yeah, really quiet at the moment with the knitting projects now that I've finished this one, the test knit, and the Riddari. And so I do have a few projects lined up that I want to knit on, but I will have to make swatches and print out the patterns and so on. Sorry, I was lying. I had a third works in progress. So I ordered a 24 Advent skein from the Jonsdottir wool company, and unfortunately they had some health problems. So I only received the skein I think in January maybe, which wasn't too bad because honestly I was in the middle of moving house or country. I was moving from England back to Iceland and I didn't have any time to knit or take care of anything, so it really didn't matter. I think maybe I received it in the middle of December. I'm not too sure. It doesn't matter. So I started knitting these stripy socks and they're coming along nicely, but for some reason I thought it would be a good idea to only cast on 60 stitches. And then, so it's the first time for me really knitting vanilla socks. I always normally knit some sort of pattern. And so I thought, oh yeah, without a pattern it's probably like better if I just knit it less stitches, but actually that's not true. I should have like probably cast on at least 68 stitches, and then I'm knitting them on 2.25 millimeter needles. So that's a US 1, like a fixed needle, magic loop, and I really don't like it. In fact, I hate it so much that I'm gonna like rip them back now. I'll do it whilst I'm talking to you. They're too small, first of all. So the 60 stitches are too little for me. It's just not enough. I don't enjoy knitting magic loop. I just decided that for myself. Unless it's like 2 sleeves at a time and I really get something out of it, I don't think magic loop is something for me. I much rather prefer knitting on double pointed needles or on small circular needles. So this is probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like get my small circular needles out and just knit on those and just do 1 sock at a time. What I will do though, because I want to keep these stripe like consistent and I don't want to like interrupt them, I will just knit 2 long tubes. That's the plan. So they're 2 50-gram balls. They're already pre-wound. I can show them to you. There we are. So 2 balls, and then these ones. So I will just like knit 2 long tubes and then put an afterthought heel in. And what I did to cast on is actually I did a provisional cast on. So I will probably keep this one that I already made and just like put a few more stitches on it, and then I will just knit 2 long tubes. I'll probably use it as like a super mindless project, leave it in my handbag for like car knitting or something, because you always need something easy to knit on. And so yeah, I will rip that back and yeah, think it over again. I think that's fair enough, right? Yeah, so these are all my works in progress. And regarding the acquisition, so I've already shown you the Sandnes garn, so this was actually a new acquisition. I saw that yesterday. I wasn't meant to buy any more yarn, but I honestly didn't have any DK weight yarn in my stash that would work for this top. And because it is for maybe for somebody, not too sure yet, but I really wanted to knit another one, so I just bought it and I know that I will use it up completely. So I've got 4 balls and that should be like the perfect amount for a full top. If I need a little bit more, I can get it because it's just a commercial yarn that you can get here in the it's like a furniture store, so I can just go and grab another ball if I need it. Curious how this is gonna wear, because obviously alpaca has a lot of grape, but I wanted something super soft because I'm not too sure whether the recipient does really like any scratchy wool, so I'm not too sure. I might keep it for myself, I don't know. It was just an idea, and since I didn't have anything on my needles or nothing like really ready to go, I thought it would be a good idea. The other acquisition that I have here is something special, and I found this one. So it is roving. It's from Icelandic wool, so it's Icelandic virgin wool, and I found this on a road trip. So my boyfriend and I, we went to the Westman Islands, which are so there are, I think, like 16 islands, I believe, if I remember right, just off the shore of the south coast of Iceland. There we go. And on the way, in close to Selfoss, which is a small town, there is a small little mill that you can visit. It's the first mini mill in Iceland. And I went there on the way to the Westman Islands, and we had a look around in the shop because I heard about it before, and I really wanted to buy something local, so I went for the roving, thinking that would be a great idea. once I get the hang of spinning, you can see my spinning wheel over here, I can maybe use some Icelandic wool. And I believe because the staple length is quite long, at least some of the staples are really long, that it should be fairly easy to spin. At least that's what I believe. I might be completely wrong. But yeah, so I bought this. And then whilst we were paying, the owner, so the owner is called Hulda, was telling us about the mill and that you could do a tour. So we then booked the tour for the day that we were traveling back. So we went there. She just did the tour for us, even though the mill was already closed. So it was on a Saturday afternoon. It was super nice. She came and showed us around. And it was really interesting to see how they process the yarn, what kind of fibers they work with. She showed us the machines, showed us the washing process and everything. So it was absolutely lovely. It was a private tour, so it was just my boyfriend and I. And then afterwards, well, the shop was kind of open for us. So I thought, oh, it would be nice to get like like something as a memory, like a little souvenir. So I bought a few 6 skeins actually of the Huldeband, which is so 50 grams or 100 meter. It is quite plump. It is a little bit rustic, but it is softer than, for example, Plötulopi, I would say. You can tell that there's still a little bit of lanolin in the wool. It's a little bit more sheepy, and I do love it. So I love the feel of it, and so this is a natural color. It's a dark, like a dark brown, like chocolatey color, almost black. And because she does only small quantities, you can show she's able to like keep a fleece together in. So basically, you're able to buy like a wool from one fleece. So the color is really consistent for this for this reason. So I have this already lined up as well. I've already wound the first ball over here to just have a look how it feels, and I have a great idea for a project, so I will talk about that in my knitting plans video. And these are basically all my acquisitions and all the things that I wanted to show you for this episode. Because I have been so busy, I haven't been really watching any new podcasts. I've been just trying to catch up on older ones that I haven't watched. So I think I know that I don't have anything else to tell you about. Yeah, as I already told you quickly, I went on a road trip with my boyfriend a couple of weeks ago, and that was lovely. So if you're in Iceland and you want to like maybe go for a day tour, I would totally recommend going to the Westman Islands. So you will be able to visit the main island. You could just get the ferry, or you can fly there, but I think the ferry is probably the more affordable option. And the journey is quite nice as well. So you drive all the way down to the south to a little mini port, and then the ferry takes only like half an hour, and then you arrive at this island, and it's really impressive because there was a volcanic eruption on the island in 1973, and you can go and visit the volcano. You can walk up, and there's a really good museum if you have a little bit of time. I can recommend going there. It was really impressive to see how the eruption evolved and what it meant for the people living on the island. And besides of that, it's just like, it's a beautiful island to go for walks. We went on a few walks, and we saw some puffins. So I think it was the first time for me to really see puffins from like close by. So there's like a bird watching hut on the southern part of the island, And initially I thought, oh, you can't see anything, but actually we saw a lot of puffins, we saw seals, and it was lovely. It was very windy though. So the southern part of the island is like the most windy part or the spot in Iceland, and it was really windy. Even though it was a beautiful day and the sun was shining, but it was windy. Oh my god. But yeah, absolutely lovely, and I will probably insert some footage, or you probably have seen a little bit of footage at the beginning, so I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, besides of that, I don't have anything to tell you. So I hope you're having a good time. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would be so happy to see you here as a new subscriber, or if you want to see a little bit more updated projects that I'm working on, you can follow me on Instagram, even though I am really bad in social media at the moment. I'm maybe a little bit distracted with life, that I'm actually not so much on my phone, but I guess that's probably a good thing. So I hope you're well, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next episode. Thank you, and bye bye.